Hi everybody, Nicole from Hair of the Dog here. How are you guys doing? I hope you're doing well. I just wanted to jump in on what is today, Thursday, and give you guys a quick kind of behind the scenes look at my client onboarding process. This is something that, believe it or not, I've actually struggled with for quite some time, trying to figure out what's the cleanest, easiest, most streamlined way to manage this, because there's a lot of options and it gets pretty overwhelming, and not every client's the same, and sometimes it just gets a little confusing. So I wanted to share with you what I'm pretty darn excited about, because I think I finally found a way that works for me to totally streamline my client onboarding. Now, one of the things that caused me to really look at this again is numerous things. Since I switched markets, I'm kind of like revamping a couple little things in my business. But one of those things that I was definitely wanting to revamp was my whole kind of client workflow, because I used Dubsado. I love them. I've been using them for a little over a year now at this point, maybe even a year and a half. But they are always releasing amazing new updates. So the amount of things that they've released since I started a year ago is like, I can totally streamline this and make this better. So I reached out to Dubsado Expert, Stephanie Blake. She was amazing. And we just jumped on a phone call, and we kind of worked through how I wanted my workflow to go. And then she helped me create the workflows right then and there. So it was just like all done on the call. It was awesome. But anyway, I wanted to kind of tell you what I came up with, because I always struggled with, all right, what's the order of inquiry to I'm booking, to choosing where and when, to getting contracts, to getting paid, to getting the pricing, to all that stuff. It becomes kind of confusing to figure out how you want to, order that stuff and keep it streamlined so that you're not losing your mind. So I highly recommend getting a piece of paper and writing down a flow chart. You can do this for all sorts of pieces in your business. You can go from the beginning to the end, and I would literally write down, I have what happens next, what I send them, like if it's coming from email or if it's in Dubsado. I have stuff in purple of marketing pieces that I need to update or reprint, whether PDF or actual printed stuff. And it just works out really, really well to kind of see it all from a high level so you know what you're looking at. So I'm just going to kind of tell you what I'm doing here. This main onboarding starts once somebody says, hey, yes, I'm ready to book. So they send me somehow either I'm talking to them or they send me a client inquiry request, but whatever reason, they're like, okay, I'm ready to book. So the next thing I do is I send them my client booking form. So this is like a main form in Dubsado that they fill out, and I get all their information that I need. Because coming into that before, I might only have their email, I might only have a phone number, I might not have all this stuff. So this is like the main starting point for all of my sessions, this booking form. And then that booking form, they fill it in, and then it's going to go, their thank you page redirects to a page on my website. It's going to be a little video of me saying, hey, nice to meet you. I'm so excited, looking forward to this. Here's the next steps. Here's what's to look out for, yada, yada, yada. So they fill out that form, and then in that video too, I'm going to mention, hey, now the next step is to actually schedule a 15-minute consult, because at this point, I want to determine where we're shooting, when we're shooting, and all that stuff, so that I can have all of that information in their contract ready to go. So when they are booked, they are totally booked in with all their dates and all their details. Because here's the challenge that I found. I would love to use an online scheduler for people scheduling sessions. However, some of my places I most love to shoot need to be shot particular times. Like in the city, I really like to shoot there Sunday morning, even though I don't like to work Sunday mornings. For those shoots, I will, because I love shooting there, and Sunday morning it's empty, so it's lovely. But I'm not going to go do a shoot at the local park in the morning on a Sunday. No. And besides, some locations are good morning locations and some are good evening locations. So it really depends where they want to have their session as to when in the schedule it's going to get scheduled. So that's why I don't have clients schedule their own sessions. Now, I will for my artisan sessions, which are my smaller kind of mini sessions, if you want to call them that, where they know they're on a particular date at a particular location, and there's these dates of these times available. So they can schedule those in a scheduler on their own. That's fine. But for my signature sessions, that was my biggest struggle, is figuring out how I want to schedule those. Excuse me. So yeah, so I'm super excited about this. So they fill out in my inquiry or my booking form. They say, yes, I am ready to book. And then I send them, hey, all right, go to the scheduler and pick 15 minutes for me to call you. Because here's the other thing I've discovered about myself. If I just need to call someone, I procrastinate the bejesus out of it. But if it's on my schedule, I just pick up the phone and do it. So, because I don't want to bother them, and then I'm like, oh, is it too late? I'll just do it tomorrow. But if it's on my schedule, I'm like, oh, I know I need to call someone at 2. So, yeah, that will work out really, really well, and they can pick out a time that works for them. So, fill out their booking form. Then they go to the video, and they go to a link to my online scheduler to book a call. So, on that call, we then talk about where they want to shoot. And then we're going to pick the date, the time, all those details. So now I have all of their details. I'll manually put that into their project in Dubsado, and then I'll say, okay, I'm going to send you the contract. Once you sign the contract, you'll see the invoice. You can pay the invoice, and then your session will be confirmed on my calendar. So they'll do those 2 things. They'll get their, their pricing welcome guide comes after the booking form. I do send them pricing even before, like during the inquiry process. If they have questions about it at that time, I always just make sure I've talked to them in some way before I just randomly throw pricing at them. Because I want to build the value of what I'm offering before they just go and compare my pricing to everybody else. Okay, so then I manually add those details. They get their session in their invoice. It creates a portal in Dubsado. Once the invoice is paid and the contract is signed, then they get another email, and my questionnaire, client questionnaire form, and my artwork planner form gets added into their client portal in Dubsado. So they get all that. All this is happening without me doing it, by the way, which is awesome. It's just automatically happening based on when the other things happen. And then I mail a welcome packet, which is like a hard actual thing. If you guys are just getting started, you do not need to print these things out. They're expensive, but they are a nice touch. So start with a PDF, and then as you can invest in your business, it's great to have something printed that you can mail them, because people love getting mail that isn't junk mail and bills. And then I have a session reminder email going out 5 days before. I have a to-do where I'm going to send them a little postcard a week before in the mail. Then we have the session, and then that's it. All of my after session to-dos, actually I use in Todoist. I have a template that I use there that I can keep track of all the other things I need to do once they have their sales session. So that's it. That's my client onboarding process. Just wanted to share with you guys. Hope you found that helpful. If you want to check out Dubsado, I do have a code, Hair of the Dog. You save, is it 20%? I think it's 20% on your first purchase. So Dubsado is awesome because you can do a free trial until you have 3 clients. So it's not like a 2-week or a month-long free trial. You can be a free trial for like a year as you test it out. Until once you want to have more than 3 clients in there at once, then you need to start paying. And if you, at that point, like it, I would just do the year-long one, because then you get 20% off of that, which is great. Other than 20% off a month. If you start off using the month, then it's just 20% off the month. What's the spelling of it? Dubsado, Dubsado. Yep, and the code is Hair of the Dog. So check it out. It's awesome. Go play around with it. There are a couple great tutorials to kind of learn. Ray from, I think it's Productivity Co. If you Google Ray, R-A-E, and Dubsado, you'll find her. And then Stephanie Blake is who I used to actually consult with and help me work through my workflow. She was great, especially if you are kind of familiar with Dubsado and you just want to streamline things. Awesome. Super quick and easy. So anyway, hope that helps, guys. Enjoy and have a great weekend. I'll talk to you soon.